This is the Steam Greenlight trailer for Krog Wars. Oh, wait. What? Myrtle Wizard Extraordinaire 3. I thought that was Krog Wars. Okay, what's going on here? All right. So, yeah, okay. I've had my fun. Hello, all you folks out there in YouTube land. The dreaded Lord Crocus Squirrel has returned. This time with a really with a big thing. Digital Homicide. Review the reviewer. Digital Homicide 4. What the fuck, Digital Homicide? And as you can see, we have a whole stack of new green lights. All right, joining me today is Mello, and I think Demon Sword might drop in a little bit later. So let's have a look.
Let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun with this. Okay. Now, here we have these 8 and
9.
Well, there's these 8 right here, and then there's that one. Okay. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna have a little chat about these, and maybe the folks at Digital Homicide will actually pay attention this time, because I know they've watched all the other videos. They just don't seem to be getting the picture. Okay.
Even if they watch it, I doubt they'll pay much attention.
Well, I doubt that. I'm honestly wondering if they have the ability to comprehend what we're telling them. Okay, Mr. DigiHom, make this completely clear to you. We see your project flipping. We know what you're doing. Stop doing it. There's a fair number of people that don't actually have to buy your games. Most any of them anymore. I'm one of them. I am 100% of the time going to catch anything that you put on Greenlight, especially if you also send it to itch.io. And you made the mistake of sending these 8 games to itch.io on the off chance that I might not notice. No, they come to my email box. They even come to my email box for free. Okay, you put up a Digital Forever bundle a while back. You gave me every game that you had on itch.io at the time, and every game that you put on itch.io in future. Okay, which just says to me that somebody's not paying attention. Okay, you want $2 a pop for these games, or at least the 8 major crimes. Or you'll sell us the entire bundle for $1. Now, I paid you $1.50 a couple of months ago. I don't have to. And if they should ever get to Steam Greenlight, if they should ever make it through Greenlight, and unfortunately they might just, you're still going to be out. Because I'm gonna get copies there, and then I can come back and then I can pick on you some more. I might be the only person that bought that Digital Homicide Forever bundle. Actually, I think Sid Alpha also got a copy. Did you get one of those?
Yeah, you got a copy as well.
Did you get one of those Digital Homicide Forever bundles there, Mello?
Yeah, I did, but for some reason my derp and my derp 2 weren't included.
You didn't get digital. Then you didn't get the Digital Homicide Forever bundle, the one for $1.50.
Yeah, I got that. But I got all the files, but I didn't get why derp and why derp 2 for some reason. I got everything except for those 2.
Did you get these in your email box too?
Which ones? The promotionals for those?
Yeah, the actual games for these.
Yeah, I got these, I think. But I haven't really checked my email recently.
Well, you might want to check them. You should have got Wyatt Derp 2 while you were at it. But hey, it's all good. All right. And apparently I've got a little message up here. New comment.
I don't think I can check it right now because I'm in a different email account on this thing here. So I need to sign out and then sign back in if I want to check my email address, which will mean it'll kick us out of the Hangout.
And here's an example of a really good dev. I like this guy. White Shadow, he actually he noted the video that we did that included in Sincere a couple of weeks ago on Games Roundup episode 9.
That was the one with me, you and Nunya, wasn't it? Or was it me, you and Zach?
That was the week Zach came back.
Okay.
And because it was you, me, and Nunya for episode 8.
You must have like a photographic memory or something.
Well, I can actually just look at it. Zach's name is up here above.
Right here. Okay. Oh yeah, Zach's the 99's channel.
Oh, and they removed my PayPal link. Oh.
All right, they're so nice, team, which you'll see later.
Yeah, man. They can go clicking on the thing. All right. But he said, thanks for the feedback, guys. Really appreciate it. Put in a little note here to suggest that he was very welcome. I can do a full review, but I don't know that I'm going to have anything really all that different to say from the first impressions, I'll be honest. And then he says his criticism is always helpful if it's constructive, so many thanks for that. And he's actually looking at his game and going, okay, I can see where the problems are. That's actually a really good. That's actually an example of a good one. That's actually an example of a good one.
Yeah.
All right. So, back to Digital Homicide. Demon Sword was another one that took criticism very well. And there have been more than a few that have taken their criticism quite well and even been better for it. Unfortunately, that's not Digital Homicide. They tend to like to vote down. It seems like they tend to like to vote down any kind of negative review. Okay. Now, this particular situation first came to my attention when I went to go break out my Greenlight queue.
And look at your voting queue now.
And take a look. I have 3 games here: Sarah to the Rescue, Sarah to the Rescue 3, and Sarah to the Rescue 5. So that's a quintology right there, all put up on Greenlight on the same damn day. Actually, they were all put up within about a half hour of one another. The last I checked, Green DB was still choking on that. Was still choking on the fact that so many of them had gone up in such short order. Let's see if they're still choking on it. Populated? No, they're still not populated. Wow. I'm thoroughly impressed.
What's going on with Green DB?
I don't know, but it's been down for more than 24 hours.
It's been down for a few days because when I last checked, it went down on Tuesday, I think.
Well, no, I actually got some information out of it on Tuesday. But I haven't seen any since. Maybe it's realizing that almost all of Digital Homicide's old games are sitting there and are setting in the top 200 and going, no.
Either that or they might have changed the website location.
I don't know. It looks to me like everything, like it's all good, but then
oh, here we go. They've got an announcement on Steam saying their web API's down.
Oh, is that what's going on? That would explain.
It's just a routine maintenance. It should be ready by Saturday, they're saying.
Oh.
Should be back up by then.
Okay, so we'll see what's going on Saturday. We'll check them again on Saturday. Anyway, that's not actually getting the job done for the moment. So
no, we keep on sliding off topic.
Yeah, well, we're sliding off topic. Everything seems to be at least vaguely related. So let's go back and okay. Let's go back to there and grab this. Okay. This is the Steam Greenlight trailer for Sarah to the Rescue. Anybody see what might be wrong with this? And yes, the frame rate's a little better than that. Nice girl, nice little girl in the pretty pink dress shooting monkeys with bananas. And the banana, and then another banana sends down a bunch of stuff. Okay.
I can't believe you're able to say that with a straight face. There's this girl shooting bananas at monkeys with those bananas coming down on her, shooting at a straight face. Oh. Banana.
Well, the banana's giving her cash.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, can you say that in your real life? Bananas are giving you cash.
I've already said. Now, if you'll check this out right here, now see what you got going on right here. Okay, just watch this here for a moment. Watch and see when she gets a.
Thank you for voting.
You POS. Now, see, now pay attention here. You see how she. Take a look. To this right up. I need to go back up just a hair more. Okay.
I think I saw what you were talking about.
Okay. See, the collision on this is actually really poor at the moment.
I think I have a sort of explanation for that.
Well, it's just they're using a double height. Yeah,
that was my explanation.
And
okay.
They're using a double height avatar, and that's not what they should be doing. Actually, the Merle has exactly the same problem. Only the lower half of Merle is actually part of the hitbox. So rather than shrink the girl to the size of her hitbox, or increase the size of her hitbox, which actually would have made just as much sense and made it more difficult, actually provide something resembling a challenge, they decided they were just gonna leave it. This is what we call a project flip. There are major errors with this setup. Okay. You know what? Honestly, I think James and Robert have missed their calling. They really have. They've missed their calling. Steam isn't where they're supposed to be.
Oh, no.
Because this behavior... Hey, hello, John. How you doing? A game like this would sell gangbusters over on the Google Play Store or the App Store. They've probably been turned down for both, and that's why they're here.
Yeah, that was actually the argument I was going to. That was the argument that I was going to bring up that you brought up the other day. That if this was on mobile devices or anything, no one would probably care.
No one. They might not even notice. To be honest with you, some people play these things just to play. Some people buy these things just to buy them. They could have sold them for $1 or even $2 a piece on any mobile device and made bank. And you know what? The average PC gamer would never have noticed them. Jim Sterling wouldn't have covered them because he doesn't do mobile. I wouldn't be paying attention to them because I don't give a fuck about mobile. The problem is they put them on Steam. You took this right here and you put it on and handed it to the Apple Store, they'd probably just drool all over themselves because the little girl is freaking cute. Okay.
And also, the problem is it also isn't tagged as a free to play. The problem is it also isn't tagged as a free to play, so I don't really think people will be willing to pay money for this sort of game. Well,
actually, believe it or not, I've seen people do exactly that. You know, people don't think about it when they toss a buck at a game like this. They don't, and that's how a lot of these mobile developers will make money. You'll see something that's free or something that's $1, and they're gonna go, oh, okay, whatever. It's $1.
To be honest, I would actually like these games much better if they actually were free and just had microtransactions. I'd like them much better.
Actually, a game like this wouldn't do well with microtransactions, if only because there's really not any place you could shove them in.
Yeah, but as far as I know, Digital Homicide will just shove anything in wherever.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm thinking like an actual developer.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I should stop doing that if I'm going to do Digital Homicide. If I'm going to do critiques for Digital Homicide. Yeah, no. James, Robert, go talk to Apple. Seriously.
Yeah.
The iOS license for Unity isn't that expensive. It really isn't. And if as you say, you sold 532,000 units between the time Jim Sterling first noticed you and the time that you filed the lawsuit, then it shouldn't be that hard to actually afford to just get the iOS or Android licenses and or for export and just send them to those stores. Those guys would eat all this little stuff like this. Seriously. They might not think so highly of Who Flung Poo, and of course, you changed it to Poo Flung Do. But you know what? It's always going to be Who Flung Dung. It really is, because that's the version. The version I have on hand is the one from before you changed it, and we're sticking. That's the story, and we're sticking with it. Okay, I need this over here because that's where we're going next. All right. So that's the Hungry Monkeys. Here's the Hungry Lions.
I'm expecting something completely different knowing the developers.
Yeah. This doesn't happen.
This is going to be the absolute game changer. This is going to be totally unique, something I've never seen before.
Except we were just seeing that they didn't even change the backgrounds, folks.
The only thing they've changed is the enemies.
And even that they haven't really. And even that you're just dealing with the same enemies over and over and over again. At least with Crogworth, we got to mix it up a little bit.
The thing is, I'm actually quite pleased now. After seeing these, I'm actually quite pleased that they've just released a game with different camera angles.
Yeah.
I feel lucky that I got that from them.
Sarah to the rescue. Here's the Hungry Zebras. And these zebras are, they kind of kick off to the side and go to sleep for a while rather than blow up.
And then a banana gives you bubbles.
Yep, and a banana gives you bubbles of cash so that you could buy upgrades to.
Actually, speaking of which, how do the bubbles make any sense? Since when do you use bubbles to buy food for a zoo?
Except that the bubbles actually have.
One friend has added this to their favorites.
I wonder who that was.
I don't know. Wonder who.
I'm pretty sure I could find out if I ask hard enough. I don't even actually. Okay, let's see.
I just heard a zebra in the background.
Oh, look.
No.
One friend added this to Sarah. Who's this? All right.
That's Bello.
Let's go for let's see what 4 is. 4's got to be different, right?
Right. Yeah, 4's got to be completely different. Yeah. Put on the Greenlight in the same minute. It's got to be different. Yeah. Digital Homicide made as a sequel.
Oh, look, they're throwing. She's again throwing the same. This time she's throwing the same bullets at the kangaroos. Nothing else has changed.
I've actually just had a great idea.
I'm
going to put it into action real quick.
Are you going to upvote all these games?
I already have.
Oh. It looks like Sam hasn't worked out that we're streaming yet.
He has, but he was on Skype with a friend. I think he's coming on now.
Hey there, Kaiser. How you doing today? I figured we'd get another.
I've had a great idea.
Just because I'm feeling uncharitable.
Good for you.
Mission complete with a great big kangaroo there. All right, Sarah to the rescue 5. We got to have something different. Eventually, they're going to get out. Eventually, they're going to get on with it. Oh dear. I don't like snakes. I've never been a big fan. Oh, check it out. Are those mice they're putting out? Yeah, you're allowed to be bored every once in a while, Kaiser. It does happen. Welcome to the stream anyway. Oh, this is just freaking classic. So we now have snakes, family-friendly snakes. It's just, well, it's actually a barrel, I think it's supposed to be. Look, a snake boss.
Oh wow, so unique. Haven't seen it before.
Oh, look at all those mice that she's having to throw at it to feed it. Oh wow.
Okay, my plan has gone into action.
Oh dear. Want to know what this is going to entail?
Well, you might see in the chat in maybe a couple of minutes
Oh,
if it works.
snakes and barrels. As opposed to snakes and ladders? Yeah, that sounds about right.
Probably.
All right. So, that's Sarah to the Rescue 5. Now we have Merle. He is a wizard extraordinaire. Anything new? Anything new here? Oh dear.
Yeah, totally. It's really unique. I mean, look, it's a different playable character.
Well, if the platforms were of any value.
Wow, a new menu. Wow, things get better.
Wow, somebody actually put some. Oh, that's actually probably just their UI packs. I
don't care. It's different. That means it's a completely new game that deserves to be sold separately.
Yeah, I know, right? I wonder how much work they actually put into this. What do you think? What do you guys think? How much time do you think the Digital Homicide folks put into this? I'm going to go with 30 minutes.
I'm not even going to say that. I'm going to say maybe 20 minutes. 15 minutes to find the assets that they needed, and then 5 minutes to put them into an already existing code.
Okay. So, 15 minutes. 15 minutes going once. Can I bid 10 minutes?
Yep, that's my plan gone into action. Well done, Sam.
Link to this stream on the Digital Homicide group page. Yeah, go for it.
It's a modular design, like a construct, so yeah, 15, 30 minutes.
Yep. And here we go. Merle, Wizard Extraordinaire 2. Okay. Actually, it probably took them 5 minutes. Give me an extra 5 minutes for. Give me an extra 5 minutes. Wait a minute. Those the enemies from Not in My Crapper.
Yeah, just reskinned. But yeah, it's obviously, since it's a new enemy, it's a completely different game, so it can't be the same.
Well, no, I think that was actually the same artwork that was on one of them.
No, I don't care. It's reskinned. It's completely different.
No.
Completely new game deserves completely different attention.
Okay then. I don't think I get it. Am I supposed to get this somehow?
No, don't apply any logic to it.
Why would I apply? What's logic? I don't know this thing logic. Okay.
By the way, I'm not sure if you spell over in America, you spell extraordinaire differently to me.
Actually, believe it or not, that would be the extraordinaire. Wow, they didn't even spell it correctly.
Oh, so they did spell it incorrectly. I was just wondering if it was an American spelling or something.
No. It's completely wrong.
It's a completely different game when you can't even spell your name correctly.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, looks like okay. Outstanding. All right, so here is Merle, Wizard Extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire. Is that Well, I think actually they might have spelled it wrong. It might be.
Hang on, I have an idea. I'm gonna put into Google Translate that word and see what it comes out with. Let's see, translate from Dutch to English. Okay. Translate to Spanish. Okay, how did they spell it again?
Extrodinaire. I think it was actually supposed to be extra dinero. Dinero.
Google's just trying to correct it.
The thing is, it would actually be okay if they put an R in here, right there. Put an R right there.
Yeah.
It would have been okay.
Well, I don't even think it's in okay on there because look at the title art. They didn't even spell it correctly on there.
No, that's actually where we're getting. That's actually where I'm getting the whole idea of misspell rather than typo. Because they did it not once, but at least 6 times. At least 6 times. So
now I'm awfully tempted to go through all their Greenlight games to see if it's just been misspelled that we haven't noticed.
All right, let's actually look and see.
The Six Nights at Susie's going to Digital Homicide's page.
All right, let's go. Let's do this. Okay, and play. No, it's actually the same in the. Okay, make that 9 times. They actually had to do this. This is actually. It's got to be. It's not a typo. They did it 9 different times, at least. 12, excuse me, because it's exactly the same. They had to have done this in there. They had to have done it in the. They just don't know how to spell. But for it to be exactly the same spelling mistake all the way across.
So that's 3 times for the Greenlight title, 3 times for the art, 3 times for the actual game, and what was the other 3 times?
The other 3 times are the project name.
The project name, okay.
The project name, because that's actually what sets the.
Oh wait, look at the top. That doesn't look like Merle Wizard Extraordinaire.
That says "Sir to the rescue!" Project Flip. It does. It says right up there at the top, "Sir to the rescue." Right.
You are nowhere near it.
Right there, folks. Sarah to the rescue. Okay, we're going to dump that off and see if they've done the same thing. Do some of the others. Let's look at Merle Wizard Extraordinaire 2.
I'm exhausted just from looking at these.
All right. Oh, and the settings. Yep, still says Sarah to the rescue. Let's see.
Merle Wizard Extraordinaire 3. Do I dare ask, does it have?
Let's see. Did they change that one here too? Nope. It says Sarah to the rescue configuration. The configuration has been shared out.
Sarah to the rescue at the top.
Yep. They changed a bit.
That's almost as bad as Day One Gary's Incident having UDK technology based at the top instead of Day One Gary's Incident.
Oh, I just forgot. That just means they forgot to change something. Oh dear. Here's the. This one's actually marked correctly. Let's see. Let's get Sarah to the rescue 4 here real quick, and I bet it says Sarah to the rescue.
Yep, Sarah to the rescue configuration.
Sarah to the rescue. So let's try this. I'm going to do this here real quick.
I'm having tons of fun. We're just, how long are we in? We're only half an hour into the stream.
Let me turn that down because that's going to get it really annoying really quickly.
You just turned it up. There we go. It's muted.
Well, I'm trying to get the sound in my. I'm trying to get the sound down without muting you while I'm at it.
Okay. Because that would be a disaster if we just started talking over the top of each other like we usually do.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so let's play.
Please don't. So we're now looking at a Space Invaders clone with monkeys while throwing bananas up. And you already got a game over.
Okay. That's okay. It's all I needed.
I think it's all of us needed.
Okay. Now, this is Sarah to the rescue. Let's go back over here and get the farthest game, get the one that's farthest away, and check the scores. See? Top scores. Number one, 60 points.
Can you just play the game and then just try and see if that Krog Wars glitch is still in there? You know
sure,
the one I'm talking about.
Just
Do you know what I'm talking about? Right.
Be happy to. Just a moment. I have to get the volume mixer open again so that I can actually drop the freaking audio. Ugh. All right. Let's try that again. Let's go with that'll do.
Do you know how to perform it?
What?
Do you know how to perform it?
Yep. All right. Oh, there we go. Top score is 60. You guys didn't see me play this game. It's the same. It's the same throughout. Okay.
Yep, it's still in. Fantastic.
And look at the little flamies out of their heads.
Oh, they seem awfully familiar. Not sure where from. Maybe from the original actual game that this was actually based off of. Oh wait, no, not based off of. Exactly the same game of.
Uh-huh.
And they just decide to shrink in size as they go down to you.
Oh yeah, that's always fun.
Yep, frozen in place. Game over. How'd you get a game over?
I got hit by the thing. Okay, so that was 1,035.
And I'm assuming you'll get the same thing in the others.
Okay, so now we have 60 and 135, and 1,035. Now let's pick one of these, any one of these. It won't matter. Actually, it's not Space Invaders so much as it's Galaxian. And there's been lots and lots and lots of games of this nature all over everywhere. Okay, so it's not a matter of ripping off Space Invaders, they're ripping off themselves. You know? So which one do you want? We were just playing Wizard Extraordinaire 3. Or Wizard Extraordinaire.
Well, no, you weren't playing that. You were playing Sarah to the Rescue all the way through. You weren't playing any sort of unique game.
Okay, we'll do Sarah to the Okay, let's break out Sarah to the Rescue 4. Nothing has changed in the configuration.
The title's still the same, and there's still a number 1 spot for 1,035.
And a number 2 slot for 60. You guys saw me play both. You guys saw me play 2 different games to net those 2 scores, and yet it's the same all the way through. What's wrong with this picture? We're using exactly one set of. All we're doing is using one set of save data. So we have 8 games, all of which use the same save data. Okay. And that's before we even get, and then we have game 9. And I don't actually have a copy of game 9. They didn't offer me one because they haven't actually put it on itch.io. I'm waiting for them to try and do that. This is the Steam Greenlight trailer for A Fight in the Garden.
I like how they put a fight break in the garden.
Yeah, it's a
like
hyphen.
they're planning to put a series out of a fight. Or that might be the next thing. A fight in Japan, a fight in America, a fight on the roof. I'd hate to see if that happens.
A fight in Manhattan.
Yeah, a fight in the sky. I bet you that they're going to do that now since I've probably put the idea in the head.
Round 4.
Did you see that? Rewind a bit.
What?
He fell under the earth in that trailer. Watch really closely. Because you can see there.
He dropped out of the map. Oh, man.
They put that in the trailer.
Actually, Sam, I don't think they're going to do... Well,
A child will come up with something more imaginative than what they've done.
To answer your first charge, Sam, no, it's not original, and no one expects. And quite frankly, most of the game types we play anyway are really not very original. But it doesn't mean that we can't. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that these games shouldn't be made. This one wants to be Street Fighter. And as to the question of whether or not the inspiration for their games comes from a child, I'd have to say no. I don't know of any child that would want to see a game like this.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't gone bankrupt yet.
Oh, all the BioShocks. Oh, wow. Zaxter actually went and picked up the a 2K. Looks like a Humble Bundle from 2K.
Oh, that's cool.
Might almost be more interesting than might be more amusing than what we're currently doing.
Well, no, it is. It's amusing what we're doing because we're looking at how bad these are.
Yeah. Actually, it's getting pretty bad in here.
I'm gonna bet like maybe £100 that they're gonna make a series out of a fight.
You know what? I'd take you up on that. Oh, it's one of those build yourself bundles of 2K games. Cool. That's outstanding for the Zach. He just picked up 5 games for under $20.
Yeah, and how much did these games cost cumulatively?
There were 6. There were the Sarah to the Rescue bundle there were 8 of them. They want $2 a pop.
$2. That's about $16 then. And then yep. I'm assuming a fight in the gardens is going to be around the same price, so that's another $2. So that's $18. And
actually, typically 1 in 10 goes for $4. So we're going to figure they want $20 for the whole pile.
Okay. And Zach's probably made more of a profit than we have.
You know what? I paid $1.50 for everything they'll ever put on Edge. I don't care. Yeah, honestly, this shit doesn't get better. It's really just going downhill. 8 games that we can prove beyond a reasonable doubt, and then we have on video as being the same fucking game with different assets. Okay? This is called project flipping, folks, and they're doing it wrong. You at least try and hide it, you know? At least try and hide it. You could do something. You could do something like actually change the project name from time to time. Oh look, book. So what we're looking at here probably cost them a day to do.
Yeah.
With the exception of this thing, which probably took them a whole 3 extra hours. Because I know where those poses came from. They're stock Unity.
Well, I'd say anybody could tell that.
Their battle arenas aren't going to be any better. They didn't even bother fixing the physics, which they should have done. I don't know where their environment. I don't know exactly which packs their environments are, but that's
looking at it. Looking at the pack, I'm assuming it looks like it's some sort of RPG pack. I'm pretty sure I've seen it on the Unity store.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Because look at the ground. That looks like the sort of ground an RPG character would walk on.
Yeah. Or
I'm have a quick look for that.
Or it's what's supposed to be a world map, and they just like blew it up. It said, "Ooh, this is ground now."
In our little world, anything can be whatever we want it to be. We can make a new game and then call it, but it's actually an old game. RPG map pack.
RPG map pack? You found one?
No, I'm just searching for it.
Okay. So, yeah, this thing is not helping you.
One friend has added their favorites.
Here are some of the comments. Move over, Tekken. This is the new benchmark for 3D fighting games. I know. Hey, Zach, welcome to the stream. Are we just assholes? Well, no, I'm an asshole. I will openly admit that, but Mellow, not so much.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad to see you trying to defend us.
Well, you have to understand, Sam, that any kind of criticism that might be negative to Digital Homicide is bullying. Just like that unconscious dev that swore that the people that gave them bad reviews were trolls. Oh, here's my buddy Michu. I love Michu. Good fucking God. These sound effects are shit. And according to you, they're the most important part of a game, and you couldn't even get them right. They don't sound at all like punches. You didn't do any equalizing, pitch shifting, or edge softening. This is sound editing 101, and you guys call yourself fucking professionals. And again, you claim that sound effects are the best and only reason to buy your games. And now what excuse do you have? How are the gun sound effects? There's no modification. No, we don't any modifications to our stuff. Also, how's that lawsuit going? I see you're attempting and failing to file a dismissal. A dismissal for a dismissal.
Even though I'm banned from commenting on the Greenlight stuff, I'm so pleased that I'm still not banned from these discussions.
Well, I don't know if they can actually ban you from those discussions except by individual games.
Oh, I can start a new discussion as well. That's great.
Yes, you can. I can start new discussions.
Fantastic.
We can start new discussions. We can comment on discussions. And I don't know if this is true of anybody else in the stream, cannot add to the comments.
Yeah, I can't either.
I don't know. How about you, Zach? Can you actually post? Can you actually post on the comments there? Here, let me put this over here for you.
I'm not going to post that discussion because I don't want to appear like I'm harassing them any further.
Okay. Go ahead and click on that for me, Zach and Sam and John, and see if the little comments box is open for you. Because mine seems to be missing.
Mine's also missing as well, but I can still comment in the discussions.
Just the comments. Don't worry about. We're not worried about the discussions. Just the comments.
Let's see if DH just have this weird gripe against us.
Well, I know what their gripe is. The gripe is that we're honest and tell them that their games are shit.
Yeah.
Okay. But if I'm not mistaken, Sid Alpha is currently working on a thing. And let's see what we got here.
Actually, I might. Is he online?
What? Sid?
Is Sid online? Yeah.
Was last I checked.
Oh, yes, he is. I'll send him a link to the stream, see if he can access anything on the Greenlight page.
See if he wants. Well, you can always see if you want to drop. If he wants to drop in
on the Hangout.
Actually, I'll give him that link myself.
All right, okay. Give him the link to the YouTube stream anyway. Yeah, Sam can comment, so it must just be us. Looks like it's in alpha stage.
What's an alpha stage?
No, I'm just reading the comments. every time I think you guys can't dig yourself any deeper.
And hopefully Sid will turn up. If you guys, if there's anybody in the chat right now or listening to the stream, either now or later on after it comes up, do please go subscribe to Sid. His birthday's coming up. We're trying to give him a present here, and that's his 1,000th subscriber.
Yep.
While you're at it, you could please link, share, subscribe to my channel while you're about it. If you want to help the channel out, then there's links in the description that you can use to do that. That would be brilliant. I'd love that. Every little bit helps, I'm telling you.
Don't think he's coming on.
Well, he might. He might not. He'll turn up.
Then again, it took him a while for him to get the TeamSpeak to work.
All right. Oh, he's just got to do some clicking. It's just a little bit of mindless clicky work. So, okay. Well, I think it's like 3 clicks to do that, and maybe he might have to install the Hangout thing. Oh, he's coming. He'll be in just a moment.
Okay. You might want to leave a link to his channel in the chat as well, just in case you want to check him out.
I actually will do that, believe it or not.
I would do it if I had moderation access.
Well, actually, I keep meaning to fix that.
I can always dream.
See, we actually got to start getting you. We got to start getting your channel together. There, Mello.
I'm planning on getting it up when I get a better capture card because OBS is never working for me.
Hell, I don't even own a capture card.
And OBS just wants to be a pain with me.
Well,
it only records stuff when windowed.
Okay. Let's see. Copy the link location here. All right. So apparently Sam can go on the comments. Sam can go in the comments.
Zach said he was just gonna watch a bit because he's busy working.
Yeah, I don't expect him to hang out much.
So he may be away, and I think Kaiser Cube might have left a while ago, as well as John Ola.
Oh.
Do we have much else to cover? I mean,
we're gonna wait for Sid because Sid's probably we're gonna give Sid a couple minutes here to get his slots together so he can come in and join us because this is going to get hilarious.
Yeah.
We can compare notes and do all the other fun things.
So should we take questions from the chat for a while?
I'll be more than happy to take questions from the chat.
Alpha's joined the call. Should we take from the chat for a while? What was that?
Oh.
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Brilliant.
It sounds like I'm hearing myself though.
Oh. Now let me grab my headphones here real quick.
Okay.
I've been having tons of fun to start off with.
All right, just making a couple of little adjustments to the description there. This will be fun.
Refresh.
And John is still here. He's just not talking.
Oh, right, okay.
Kaiser may have wandered off, and I'm almost certain that Zach has by now.
All right, that should eliminate the echo.
Yep, I'm not hearing it now, so
Okay.
good. All right. So, a whole bunch of DigiHom green lights. What do you think there, Sid?
Oh my God.
Now we've actually got something interesting. Okay. I've actually downloaded them, and we had them out a couple minutes. I had them out a couple of minutes ago.
I'm not even sure why you downloaded them.
Well, because it's actually the rules. Now, here's the first one. See here. All right. Let me just turn that down here. Oh, there it is, over there. I want this. Turn that down real quick. Now, here we go. Here is Sarah to the rescue. Note it says Sarah to the rescue in the upper left-hand corner, and we've got 2 scores. This one here, this number 60 here, was gotten in this game. Okay. Number 1 score was actually gotten in the third wizard game here, Merle Wizard Extraordinaire 3, because they actually misspelled the word extraordinaire. Wait.
Yeah, it looks like they misspelled the word and then just decided to roll with it. It's like, well, we're already posting all 3 of these games, so...
I don't know. I don't know if they even spotted it.
They must have, because they've put it on like 12 different times.
Yeah, well, I don't know that they've actually spotted the misspelling. But that's the least of the problems here. Now, note, please. I just started up Merle Wizard Extraordinaire 3. What does this say? Right here at the top.
Yeah, that's very much the same of what I found when I was looking at Starship Nova Strike and Hovering Helideath.
Yep,
Showed the same
I found
issue
the same
with their
thing.
Divinity.
It also says
Unity.
the same thing at the top now. God damn it. Quit that. Okay.
There's a magical experience just happening now.
Okay. Sarah to the rescue, it says here. Same scores. And yeah, this is not Sarah to the rescue in any way, shape, or form. It's completely different, guys. Okay. And all of this started with a little thing called Wyatt Derp. You wouldn't know it to look at it. But oh, that was the other one I wanted to check. It's not the right thing. Here. Okay. Games made with love. Yeah, no kidding, Drac. Games made with love. Love for what is the question?
That's their slogan.
That doesn't even belong in that folder. What the hell is it doing there? All right, what did I do with it?
Sam says so much for professionalism.
There's no. I don't know if they even know what that word means. To be honest.
The thing is, this guy tells me he works hard on his products. I don't believe that for a second.
I would be shocked if they spent 30 minutes per game on these. I really would, honestly.
Yeah, I'd guessed 15 minutes, 10 minutes to find the assets, 5 minutes to put them in.
Well, to be fair, those game covers for like Assault on Zarters or whichever, that's got to take a little bit of time to actually get that cover set up.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I just wish they
and I'm sure they probably spent more time on that than the actual game itself from the appearance of things.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's not what I wanted. Oh, that's right, because they're not actually in there anymore. Let's see. Let's just swing right down here.
You guys are actually lucky you caught me. Normally I'm working right now. I stayed home because I had a nice bout of insomnia last night, and so I'm running on about an hour of sleep.
Well, you know what? I know that one all too well.
Yeah. I usually need to be dragged out of bed when I've just done 3 hours of sleep for the game roundup. This guy does.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm not sure.
Don't worry, I'll murder you later.
You have to get to me first.
Yeah, I need to get a flight over to America to get you first.
Yeah, well, you have to figure out which. You'll have to figure out exactly which place to stop at too. All right. Yeah. It's pretty bad. Oh, nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Come on. You know, this would almost be faster just to re-download the damn thing.
What are you looking for?
Oh, I'm looking for the copy of Not in My Crapper that I collected from Itch.io here a little while back.
I can't help you with that because I didn't even get a copy.
Oh,
Did you ever get a copy of the Lost Jewels of the Zathalavin Jungle?
No, it hasn't. It hasn't appeared on Greenlight yet, or it hasn't appeared on Itch yet.
And Robert said on the 27th of May that the beta would be coming out the next day.
Yeah, well, that hasn't happened. What did I do with it?
They were probably busy making the next crap. A fight in the garden.
Well, they apparently managed to like create a whole pile. They've managed to create a whole pile of shit since then.
Well, you're looking for
not even a week ago.
You're looking for Not in My Crapper. What do you expect?
Not in My Crapper. There we go. And actually, I don't even need to do that. I can just grab my purchases here.
I can't wait for Naltus Revenge to come on Steam after it was greenlit a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a long time to wait, actually.
Well, it took about 3 weeks for those 5 games to get on Steam, so... When was that greenlit? A week ago?
Something like that.
Right, we'll see it on Steam in maybe 2 weeks' time.
Alright, let me just, because it's...
Yeah, DH does know that it's been greenlit because it was last updated the day it was greenlit.
Yeah. Wow. You know, my bandwidth just decided to go to crap for some reason. I can't imagine why. I'm trying to re-download Not in My Crapper. And it's just, it doesn't want to cooperate.
Well, it took me 2 hours to download the whole collection from Itch. So yeah, my bandwidth isn't that good either.
Well, it's not a matter of it being that good. It's a matter of it's decided to drag its ass now that I'm actually trying to re-download Not in My Crapper. Which, by all the evidence, I didn't actually download the first time. It's going to be about a minute for that. So, while we're here, we're just going to look at the trailer. Because that's just completely sane. I could have sworn I left it in the...
What exactly is she feeding? Is that a fish?
Steaks. They're actually steaks.
I'm pretty sure it was a fish with a fork in it.
Well, looks like steak. It looks like a rotten steak to me. How about you, Sid? What do you think those are?
I can't even make out what it is, to be honest. So
here, let's get it in full screen then.
It's like watching a stop motion animation.
It's almost exactly the same. Yep, see? Little grilled steaks.
It does look like a steak now that I've seen it in full screen mode.
Wow. That's all right. That's all right, Sid. Coming up here before too awful long, I'll have a game of my own for you to review. It'll be great. Well, I'm actually not allowed to. I won't be allowed to review it myself. And I don't know. Mello could, but it might be vaguely questionable. Nope. I've got. I'm right now working on polishing up a game that I made for for a month-long game competition half a dozen years ago. The idea, of course, was to create a whole visual novel inside of 30 days. And we did something, my team and I at the time did something a little different with it. But we're going to put it on Greenlight as a free-to-play, just to be a weirdo. Or I am, anyway. I don't actually have contact with any of the members of the team that made that game.
That's a shame, so you can't really tell them that it's going to be up on Greenlight.
Well, I did actually I did actually find one on Steam and message him, but that was I don't actually have any other contact with them, so. So we're going to redo the art and have a grand old time with it. Yay! Beep beep. All right.
I just decided to throw that emoji on in the game because they obviously thought that must have been a great idea.
Well, I wouldn't know.
How's that download going?
It's actually done.
Alright.
Not sure if it's my bandwidth or someone else's, but my audio is tanking.
I don't know. Let me just shift these over here.
Everyone sounds fine to me.
Everybody's sounding okay over here too, so it might be you, and it might just be something squirrely with the Hangout. All right, let's do this. Not in my crapper. Oh, that one actually says not in my crapper, so
Yeah.
that's at least good. It's not sharing information with any of the other games.
It's bad when you're praising it for actually calling itself the actual game title.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, and it hasn't carried over the scores. That's a huge plus. Wow, 10 out of 10 already.
Okay. As you can see, it's wow.
Nice cursor. Nice cursor.
Yeah, I know, right? What's up with that? So apparently I haven't actually looked at this game in any way, shape, or form.
This is not good to watch.
No, it's pretty disturbing, actually.
Yeah.
It actually works a little faster than Krog Wars, which doesn't make it any better.
What was the background that they gave this game on Greenlight? I'm pretty sure they gave it some sort of humorous background to try and even explain themselves.
Don't even know.
Alright, I'm going to read out the explanation of why this game exists. Okay. Dan's had it. Time after time he has put up with family interrupting him while he is taking a crap. But when aliens from Toiletron invade his bathroom, it's no more Mr. Nice Guy. Defeat Turdzonians and their leaders and restore peace to Dan's bathroom. Collect stakes to purchase upgrades for Dan's crapper in the refrigerator shop. Buy special crap attacks like the Dingleberry Assault and the Shart Attack. Upgrade Dan's ankle shuffle speed, crap speed, and crap power. Can you defeat the invaders from Toiletron and restore Dan's faith in a man's right to take a dumb piece?
Actually, no, you can't because of this thing right here.
Sorry about that, guys. Looks like I lost my primary internet connection there.
Oh, that's no good. It says endless play to see how long you can last. But if anybody lasts more than 3 minutes.
Now, I'm sorry. They seem to do a lot of these endless play stuff, and it always just strikes me as just too lazy to do anything else.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, setting victory conditions is so difficult.
Like, have they ever made a game where they've just stopped?
Yes, actually they did.
One Box to Win does that. 6 Nights at Susie's would have an end to it.
Well, we can't really prove that because it isn't released.
Well, it has a time limit inherent in its concept. You've got 6 days to come up with a half. Well, you've got a week to come up with $250,000.
But then again, I'm thinking back. I remember when Galactic Hitman hadn't ended, but then it just let you replay the whole game again.
So did Operation Vile Strike, if memory serves.
Oh yeah, I think so.
But Krog Wars, Mia Tech Sub, Decimation of Oloroth. There are no actual victory conditions for most of these.
Assault on Orion 7, it just went on until I ran out of screen and just went as into a black abyss.
You know, the exact same thing happened when I was...
Grimace's Journey, was that
what
it?
game was it?
Was Grimace's Journey, I thought.
I think it was Grimace's Journey. Is that the one where you're the wizard and just running along on
that's
the corridor,
one.
bashing and stuff?
Matter of fact, I was on your video for that one and said, no, that's not Gnarltooth's Revenge, that's Assault on Orion 7.
Yeah, but the corridor assets and the monster assets and everything, they basically combined Assault on Orion 7 and that other game for Grimm's Journey.
Mm-hmm.
Basically used the same framework with Assault on Orion 7 and used the assets from the other one.
And then just stacked it up. I don't know if that's actually what they did or if they got another framework for that, but Reginald's Nightly Duties.
It's the same framework.
Yeah,
it is.
Well, at least they've done something other than just give us a rapid landing corridor.
Yeah, but, they're doing the same thing all over again where they're just grabbing assets from one of their other Unity pre-purchased engines that they bought, slapped it on like it's another skin, and then selling it like it's a completely new game.
Well, that's why we call it project flipping. They're not actually reskin. It's not a case where they're just throwing a fresh skin on some things. They're actually taking entire projects wholesale, throwing new assets on them, and then sending them back out the door. I mean, what's up with that? Project flipping is reskinning isn't exactly the most precise term. Is what I should be saying.
It's not, but it's. For all intents and purposes, that is what it is. I mean, all you're doing, even though you're just grabbing assets for something and then throwing it up against the wall to see what sticks, even though you're using the same core framework, it's still just slapping a different coat of paint on it and shipping it out the door.
Well, it seems like what they did here was they saw Krog Wars doing fairly well. It's still their most expensive product ever.
God knows why, but
I can't exactly say that. I mean, they've kept the price of Krog Wars as it is, but when they've just knocked the price down for the other titles.
Yeah, they've knocked the price down for all their other titles except Krog Wars. Apparently, Krog Wars sold fairly well.
Like, I remember when Dungeons of Cragmore was in early access, it was $10. Now it's been dropped to $79.
Yeah, which is awesome for all the people that bought into the game for early access. That's a huge middle finger to people willing to take a chance on the developer.
Well, and then they swore up one side and down the other that they wouldn't change the pricing if they once it completed early access. The day before it completed early access and went down to $1.
Yep, and just because nobody was interested in buying it at that point, so they figure they drop the price, squeeze what few other people they can get to buy it while they're busy working up their next batch of asset flips.
By the way, Richard's in the chat.
Hey, I saw that. Yep, still providing unoriginal shit. Yes, they are. Yes, as a matter of fact, they are. In fact, have a look.
They actually go on to a second page as well.
See here, all of these games, these 8 games, they're all the same game. That one. And that one is, in fact, this one, which is in fact probably their best-selling game to date.
It's on the second page.
Is it on the second page?
Yes, it's on the second page. I checked before I came on.
This one, which itself is a modification of.
There's also, I'm not sure if it's on Greenlight yet or not, but they also have another 3 Daisy's Sweet Time Cupcake Mania 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, no, we saw those. Those are on the YouTube channel. Those are on what is it, James Romine Jr.'s web channel, YouTube channel. Oh, I forgot those two. Those two were actually coming.
Built on whatever the hell it is.
But those were a modification of Wyatt Derp and Wyatt Derp 2. The Wyatt Derp and Wyatt Derp 2 are in fact the same game, just from a different camera angle.
By the way,
Assault on Zartars is the same game as Assault on Zartars 2. They pulled a Wyatt Derp on those.
By the way, Sid, I'm just wanting to alert.
Camera angle for the second one.
Sid, I'm just wanting to alert you that James Romine Jr. is actually subscribed to your channel. I checked on his channel before.
I'm not surprised.
Funnily enough,
I do talk about that briefly.
One of my subscribers
I'm in the middle of editing a video right now about all of this, and I do talk about that a little bit. Basically, I said in my video that probably the only reason why the Romine brothers haven't come after me personally is because I'm so small that I haven't actually affected their pocketbooks yet. I'm sure once that case changes, then they'll be singing a different tune. But for right now, they're content to just let me be because I'm still too small to worry about.
See, the thing is that Mello is smaller than both of us. Okay? Mello is smaller than both of us. He has no YouTube following to speak of. I think you've got, what, 8 or 9 subscribers now, bud?
Yeah, I'm at 9.
9. Okay, and they've been hassling him all this time, not me, him.
Interesting. Well, maybe they're working on a legal case for me.
I don't know.
Wouldn't that be fun?
To bet that I'll be that when they finally get around to filing the lawsuits, filing the next batch of lawsuits, I'll be front and center because I'm an ass. I don't mind telling them that.
If they want to sue me, they'd be more than welcome to. I'll be willing to settle for giving to them all of the money that I've made off of the digital homicide videos on my channel, which is less than $100.
Yeah, all like $5 or $6 because I think the stream I did with Mello, we were talking about, or no, it was with Zach. We were talking about the digital homicide lawsuit. I think it's made a whole. I think it's made a whole $6.
I think when I did the news article on the lawsuit, I think that video is actually somewhere around 25,000 views.
I haven't had 25,000 views. I've only had about 3K on mine. But then I wasn't actually known for being a gaming channel at the time. I'm just now starting to get a reputation as a game reviewer and not strictly as an atheist and debunker.
I'm just wanting to point out I don't think they're actually going to send a lawsuit to the agency because when on their outburst on my announcement they put quote unquote James said Sid is appropriately approaching the situation. You are not.
Oh, even though I've actually called them asset flippers, shitlords, and all kinds of other things.
Well,
they're very much inappropriate. And
but on Steam, you always use a professional tone.
Well,
which is something that Mello hasn't been doing, and I'm not required to do.
So, yeah, I'm actually at on the lawsuit video that I did. That's at 24,830 views.
Again, that's probably because you had a reputation at that point for game reviews and not atheism.
Actually, I didn't. I had less than 150 subscribers when I did that video.
Really?
And how long ago was that video?
A couple of months. It was actually the day that it came out that they were suing Jim Sterling.
All right.
Well, that's why you got them, because I didn't find out about it till almost a week later. And then
I think mine wasn't the first video out, but it was like, but it's been on the. If you do a search for the Jim Sterling lawsuit, I think I'm still one of the top ranked videos there for that.
Yeah, I kind of
yours is the top. Yours is the top.
Mine is. Oh yeah, mine is the top. That's probably why. Somehow it just happened to get enough views that it broke out in search rankings, stayed at the top, and so that it got a lot of attention.
Yeah,
which is weird because it's actually higher ranked than Boogie2988's video. Crazy.
That's actually very strange. But
and Mundane Matt, even though their videos have Mundane Matt's has almost 100,000 views, and
you're surprisingly high there.
Drama alert.
You also have to realize that Mundane Matt has a very large subscriber base too.
Oh yeah,
106,000.
Okay, so pretty much everybody that watches Matt watched that video. Okay.
And Boogie2988. Actually, he finally there for a long time. My video had more views than Boogie2988's, which is crazy because he's massive.
You're not actually that far behind.
Subscriber base.
Well, I should say Boogie is massive in more ways than one, but I digress.
Oh, ha, it's a fast joke, huh?
I'm not actually trying to be an asshole in his general direction, but
okay, good.
Yeah.
Don't become the next Nicole Arbor.
No, I've been a fan of Boogie's stuff for probably about 5 years now.
Well, I watch Boogie every once in a while. I did actually check his stuff. I've got 3,361 views on the 3-hour and 10-minute live stream that Zach and I did over James Ramin versus Jim Sterling. It was Random Rants, James Ramin versus Jim Sterling, the good, the bad, and the utterly retarded. Let's see. Melody. I've got some others that have been fairly close and that have been fairly good in terms of view counts. But yeah, that's easily one of the most popular videos I've ever done was that thing.
It is currently the second most popular video on your channel behind the introduction one.
Well, everybody sees the introduction one the second they step on. And I actually have to do a new one of these days, and I'll get around to it eventually. Because the channel has kind of changed a little bit since I did that one, a long time ago. That was back in 2014. So it's probably time for a new one. So, yeah, we have all the fun evidence. The only thing they seem to have changed between the only thing they seem to have changed between any of these Sarah to the Rescue games are the actual enemies, and 1 and 4 have a different have the girl reaching with her right hand up.
I thought one of them had a different hair color.
Nope, they're all the same.
Nope.
I'm sitting here looking at them. Is little red head all the way around, and then we have this dime bag.
No, it was the cupcake one that was the different hair color.
Yeah. Ooh, let me see. Let me dig that back out of YouTube here because I actually was looking at that earlier today. It was Daisy's Sweet Cupcake or something.
I can quickly pull that out because Robert Ramin is one of the subscriptions I have.
Yeah, literally in the Sarah to the Rescue games, the only thing they change is the enemy types, except for in Sarah to the Rescue 5, they changed the object that she's actually shooting.
Yeah, they changed it to mice.
Because snakes. So.
And it's actually on Robert's channel.
The hair color in Daisy Sweet Cupcakes Cupcake Mania is still the same color, it's just different backgrounds.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, actually, no. Her hairstyle and hair color are a bit different, because Sarah's a redhead.
Well, they're different from they used a different character model in Daisy's Sweet Time.
Well,
and
it looks
different
like it's
background.
actually a 3D
But
model that they use
it's
for
all
Daisy.
exactly the same. It's just, yeah, they're just using different character models. That's
They're
it.
using different assets and different little paths, and yeah, This is the YouTube trailer on Robert's page. He's got 17,651 subscribers for no reason that I can determine.
How does he have more subs than me? I mean,
I want to
obviously,
know how he's got more subs
obviously,
than I
I'm cuter.
do.
Just saying.
I think it's actually just the whole pile of people that are waiting for free, either A, looking for free keys, or B, people like us that are waiting that are just dying to slag them off.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to them, by the way.
I'm still not subscribed to their channel. I don't need to be. I don't need alerts when they post something new.
Let's see. Let's see.
Looking at things.
Looking
at things to have another game that's going to be on Greenlight soon. Another 2, actually.
Oh dear.
Paranormal Psychosis and an unnamed game that's on James's channel called Just Production Testing 1.
Well, actually, believe it or not, that first one, Paranormal Psychology, it's already been through Greenlight. All it's doing is waiting for release.
Oh. For some reason the pacing isn't working for you.
Oh. Let's see. Yeah, Paranormal Psychosis is, well, okay, fine, like Edge, but yeah, there's the production testing 1 for their 3D game.
Oh God, not a 3D game.
I can see you dying inside.
It hurts so much.
I know, right? It's horrible.
Oh my God.
Looks like it's supposed to be a 2-ended penis.
That would be a dildo. Okay. And since we've got these things here,
I'm actually going to have to, because I'm running off of my cellular data right now.
Mm-hmm.
Its download is okay during the day, but it's apparently not enough to do both Google Hangouts and watch videos.
Anyway, so yeah, here's Paranormal Psychosis, and I think this is. I think it's actually all we're gonna get. Oh, we do get a little bit of gameplay footage in here.
Wasn't this the game that James was telling us about when we were in Cragmore with him?
That all it was doing was waiting for. It was already been through Greenlight and waiting for release. I had to track it down.
How?
Or no, they actually told me what it was.
Is it on GreenDB?
Nope.
Oh.
It's actually been removed from the. It's actually been. It's because it's been around long enough that it's been that it either fell off or could be. Yeah, actually, Hired you did. We're kind of working our way towards. We're kind of working our way towards the edge here. I've actually got about another hour or so that we can hang out here. Anyway, if you want to take off, Sid, feel free whenever you care to. So, but yeah, and I want to know how it is you release an entire quintology at one time. Aren't you supposed to like get the first one out and then start working on the second one?
They're probably feeling pretty emboldened beans. They've managed to get so many of just the same game through Greenlight already that they feel that it's not pretty much an automated process at this point. I think that's almost a guarantee. And so they realized, well, it's just a machine, so we may as well just shotgun it, and instead of slowly trickling the stuff out.
You know, they could have released these Sarah to the Rescue games, one every couple of months, and we probably wouldn't have even noticed.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't
know as well.
Well, okay. It would have been less noticeable. We still would have seen it, but we would have thought, okay, well, maybe they spent a little bit of time on that. Fuck, they didn't.
I also noticed that they changed their company name in Steam, so you're only
yeah.
seeing their new games when you go to
Yeah,
view their content.
they have them listed. They have themselves listed as Digital Homicide Studios LLC.
LLC.
It's supposed to be just Digital Homicide.
Yeah, we covered that.
Which is probably the fourth, fifth, sixth time they've changed their names.
They changed the name to ECC Games once, then quickly changed it to Every Click Counts when they noticed they were quoting another company's name.
Yeah, I'm curious how ECC Games didn't sue them over that.
Well, they reached out
because
to
ECC Games actually exists.
Oh yeah, they're a mobile development company.
They're a mobile developer from Poland, of all places, and if I'm not mistaken, they sent a cease and desist to Digital Homicide. And
that's when they changed the name to Every Click Counts.
Then they had the Mac when they tried to get Bomb and Run through.
But yeah, when they released the Slaughtering Grounds, they called themselves Imminent Uprising.
And I think they also called themselves that when Forsaken Uprising was in early access.
Yep. They were imminent. Their first games out were Imminent Uprising, and they were Imminent Uprising. Then apparently they did they used several other DBAs until they were finally outed as Digital Homicide by a number of people on the interwebs. And I really wish I hadn't been quite so late to this party, but the only reason part of the reason they're so emboldened now is because Jim Sterling's out of the game.
Oh yeah, that's one of the main reasons they're currently acting the way they are. Okay.
Jim Sterling's out of the game till they get their little disagreement settled. No. And if I was Jim Sterling, and that's probably on advice of counsel.
No, absolutely. That's the first thing is the lawyers would say is, as soon as they found out he was getting sued, the lawyers would say, don't say a fucking word about anything.
Say nothing, because that's all you're doing there is giving them ammunition to hurt you some more.
Absolutely.
Say nothing. Make no reference to the legal matters. Or if you do, don't make any reference that could actually be tracked back.
Yeah, which, to my knowledge, I think Jim Sterling's only reference to the lawsuit has been, and other things,
Yeah.
But yeah, I would be doing the exact same damn thing.
Yeah, everybody, when it first went down, everybody was expecting him to talk about it. And he went completely sideways to the Jimquisition that right after that I'm going, yeah, I know exactly what you did. He talked to counsel and counsel told him to shut the fuck up. But Jim Sterling's out of the game until it's settled, and once it's settled, I thoroughly expect Jim to go on a fucking rant. There's gonna be a whole month of Jimquisitions on just this.
You think?
Think? I can almost guarantee it. The only reason I don't actually guarantee it is because I'm not actually Jim Sterling. Because there's going to be one on the stupidity of lawsuits like that. There's going to be another one on what they've been up to while he's been out. There's going to be a third one probably talking
covering all the
project flipping. Just all of that shit. No, I'm not. No, Richard, I'm not going to put Slaughtering Grounds on. I've covered the Slaughtering Grounds 2 or 3 times already. I don't wanna. Already done a bunch of shit on the Slaughtering Grounds. I don't want to. I might actually go and get some of my old footage out to. Might actually go and get some of my old footage out and do an ADHD gamer on the Slaughtering Grounds. But I don't know that that's actually going to do anybody any good.
No, it's only going to do you worse in your health.
But I just think I've actually opened up every one of those games.
Yeah, you have.
The last few hours. I've opened every one.
Yep, as have I.
Now,
You
did
deserve
you
a
get
medal
the
from going through
Digital
all of these.
Homicide Forever bundle there, Sid? When they had it up?
Yep. That's why I got the email from Itch.io at 6:47 a.m.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I got.
6:46 a.m. saying, "Hey, there's 8 new games here for you.
Yeah,
Have fun."
enjoy.
Oh.
Let's see, when did that one? Yep, 6:47 a.m. 8
See,
new games
now,
for bundle buyers.
it's exceptionally troublesome because when I did the video on the news report for them suing Jim Sterling, I promised to review all of their games. Originally, granted, out of a sense of fairness to see whether or not Jim Sterling was being hypercritical, but now they are literally cranking games out faster than I can review the damn things.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah.
You know what we should do? We should actually get a special channel together just to review Digital Homicide games. I swear.
And I can't,
We'll get one video per week.
There's the law of diminishing returns. You can't spam out videos like they spam out video games. Otherwise, nobody's gonna watch your crap. So they are quite literally producing games faster than they can be reviewed.
Because I don't want to do. You know what? I'm just going to review Sarah to the Rescue, all 5 of them in one block.
The thing is, I actually wrote the reviews up for what were the 5 games that came out that one day? Wyatt Derp 2.
Well, already
Mini
reviewed
Taxonomy.
Wyatt Derp and Wyatt Derp 2, so these games have already been reviewed.
Yeah, I reviewed all of them in the same day, as soon as they came out.
As soon as they hit Steam. I'm telling you, these guys owe us several hours of our lives back.
I've got
Never
6
gonna
hours.
happen.
I've got 6 hours on the slot.
That's the pitfall of being a critic, is
Yeah, I
you
know.
giveth of your time so others do not have to.
Yeah, we sacrifice our sanity so that you guys are forewarned, and forewarned is forearmed. Do not buy these things because they are crap. Actually, believe it or not, I probably now owe crap a very heartfelt apology. And that makes me sad.
I love Hired Gun's description of this whole thing there.
Yeah, Hired Gun Games. I like that one, actually. Hired Gun Games here says their games are the equivalent of a backed up virgin. As soon as they get in bed with a woman, they blow their lid so quickly. Just what the, yeah. Okay, I think what happened here for this new batch, for the newer batch of games, starting with Arcane Wars 2, they looked at what got greenlit and what was actually what might actually sell, and then they tossed a bunch of then they tossed it together, realized that they were getting their best votes on the Krog Wars clones, and made a whole shitload more of them.
That doesn't exactly explain why Derp and why Derp 2 being on to Greenlight the same day the Krog Wars was put on.
Because it was there.
Well, Wyatt Derp and Wyatt Derp 2 had been on Greenlight for quite a while.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about Assault on Zartars 2.
Well, you also have to remember, these guys don't give a damn about the games they develop. They don't give a damn about any of us or any of the consumers at all. All they care about is getting the money.
Yeah, well,
so they're going to keep doing this.
They care about
forever.
it insofar as it actually gives them, puts money in their wallets.
Yep. And as long as they keep making money doing stuff, they're never going to stop. I just had some on a dirt bike go skirting by my place. That's fun.
Like ordering a platter at your local Chinese food place, except it doesn't satisfy anyone.
Nope.
And actually, Richard, that might actually be why we've gotten such a freaking flood today. That it's to confound critics, so that we're all just sitting here going, so many. How do I do this without spending the rest of my life?
Oh, we're going to have to try much harder than that.
Oh yeah, yeah, they will.
By the way, Sid, have you been banned from commenting on their Greenlight product?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
As
yeah,
soon as I
thought so.
posted the first comment on one of the green lights, I believe it was actually White Derp and White Derp 2, where I was screaming how White Derp 2 is literally a camera angle change. They banned me on their green light, and Twitter instantly deleted my comment.
Here's what happened to
And
me.
then, I also posted a link for a video, and then I had fans actually going to the same page and posting links and saying stuff like, I'll just leave this right here. And they started deleting those comments and banning those people as well. That was a lot of fun.
That's hilarious.
And I was stupid enough to not get any screenshots, so...
Here's what happened to me. I did the exact same thing you did. They banned me off their Greenlight page. They banned me from the Dungeons of Cragmore discussion page. Locked off the discussions that I started up. Proceeded to ban me on Twitter, block us off, and then stop any communications from me, and then proceeded to ban me from Digital Homicide Game Central just earlier today.
Okay, this gets better since they actually had one of his videos taken off of Steam.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it was for actually for Cragmore.
Yeah.
And that was where we were in their game interviewing them. We were in there. Mello and I went into their game and managed to get James to answer a few questions.
No, it wasn't that piece of footage. It was the footage where I went in first and then he called us leeches and telling them to kiss his ass.
But it was taken down for some violation of Steam of Steam's terms of service.
Which I don't believe for a second.
Let's see. I actually have a... Let me go back and find it. I have an email from another indie developer. Where is it?
Okay. While that loads up, I'm going to stick it over here. Well, and I got a lovely comment a little while ago from the developer of Insincere.
I'm gonna have to find it later. I think it's because I use a bloody POP email server. I'm gonna have to switch to Office 365 or some form of Exchange, so it's on a different computer right now. But they actually, Brothers Romine posted a very, very passive-aggressive comment on the, I believe it's one of the chat pages for the game Cycle of Tearfane, which is in early access on Steam right now.
Yeah, we all have copies. I was going to send you a copy, but you already had it. I still have
it. He gave me a review copy, but I've been holding off on actually doing a review on it because I was, I'm not the hugest fan of doing reviews on early access games because they're going to change, and I wanted to wait until the game was actually out of early access so I could give it a full fair shake.
Well, what I like to do with early access games is to do a review at the time it goes into early access, with a note that it is in fact in early access. Give them some suggestions towards the end, and then once it comes out of early access, review it again.
Let's see. I think it's one of the pinned discussions on his page.
I can probably find it real quick because I've been to there quite a few times.
But here is from the Insincere Dev. This is actually Games Roundup episode 9, which is the week before last. And we covered one of the very very first games we covered was Insincere. This here is the developer making a comment. He says, "Thanks for the feedback, guys. Really appreciate it." Dude, I slagged your shit off. I gave you a whole list of things that I thought were really not great about this game, and he still thanked us and took his medicine like a proper developer. And I am thoroughly impressed by this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. James actually found it here. Digital Homicide, keep your head up. I wanted to stop by and say, keep it up. First one's always rough. I also would like you to imagine a YouTuber with several 100,000 subscribers picking this up and it didn't even remember them. Imagine if this forum had filled with 5 to 10 full pages of hate from hundreds of people. With everything you and your hate group have done to us in the past, this would be the perfect time to return the favor. I mean, you did just leave a bad review and video on a game that works fine I released only days ago, but we won't. You know why? Because there should be some form of decency when it comes to treating others, and while that hasn't been shown to us, we will extend it to you. We wish you the best with your game and hope it works out for you. What a dick.
They actually...
I'm sorry, that is the most passive-aggressive fucking thing.
There was a reply to that as well, to Demon Sword.
Actually, I actually broke into this, and actually I owe Demon Sword an apology. I actually said I would correct this a while back. I was of the opinion originally that Enix here was was somebody that actually worked on the team that did cycle shipping. He's actually just a moderator for the Steam forum. Demon Sword did that one by himself, and that's a thing that I have been neglecting to correct for quite some time now. It was actually that I was my mistaken impression.
The thing is, James Romine actually replied to your post, Indy, on the cyclotaping post.
Yep. I said, I'm not sure. He said, at Enix, I just played Nova Strike on highest settings, perhaps setting capped at 60 frames a second. Unity editor clocks it at 150ish. My comp is pre-made for $700, and it's really not that great. Maybe that's why your launch has had so many difficulties. You're testing it on poor hardware? The response says, I'm not sure how you pulled that off, DH. My Windows 10 machine on highest settings felt like it was capped at 15 frames on a good day. Too bad it was hovering hell to death with new assets. His response, then you must have a toaster, since it's been tested on an AMD 3-core. Excuse me?
Okay. I've had problems with some of their games and the frame rate, and let me tell you the specs on my friggin' computer and see if it's capable of running these games or not. I'm running an i7 5930K, 16 gig of DDR4, a GTX 970, and all the games are installed on a Samsung 850 EVO M2 SSD.
Wow. That's already better than mine.
Which is capable of doing sequential reads and writes of 1 gigabyte a second.
Okay, so here's what I've got.
Performance problems? Not my computer.
No, here's what I've got. I have a Toshiba Cosmeo laptop from 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago, which is why there's links in the descriptions. For an Amazon wish list. It's an i7 3630QM 2.4. It's got 4 double-threaded CPU cores in it, so it's effectively 8 cores. Okay. A GeForce GTX 670M, 12 gigs of DDR3. And I'm working off of a pair of 7200 3.5-inch drives in the machine, each one of them 500 gigabytes. Okay, I shouldn't have performance problems with this. I paid $1,300 for it 3 years ago, and it should not be doing this on a digital Homicide game.
Not with a game that is small enough that it can literally be loaded into RAM.
Yeah.
The entirety of it.
And it all does. I actually looked at the RAM usage for the damn thing. It's actually just bigger than the install footprint.
Not surprising.
Neither of these rigs should have any problems. My rig shouldn't have a problem. Mello, you're on an i5, and you've got an 850M in your machine.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to kill you for it, but that's not going to happen.
Okay.
It shouldn't. That we should not be having these problems.
No, I mean, my computer is a monster and is granted it's very atypical of a gaming rig. It's definitely on the higher end of things. But if it's having difficulty maintaining frame rates with a video game where the install footprint is less than 50 megabytes, you know you've got a problem.
Okay, let's just to show here.
You uninstalled it. That was a wise decision.
Well, I'm going to reinstall it here real quick because it won't take very long.
Bad decision.
Okay. Now it's done. Now, Which game? What's the game you were working on there, Hired? Well, that shouldn't be set like that. Okay.
It's because it's on windowed.
Yep.
You've ticked windowed.
Well, no, it's just that it shouldn't be set for 1600 by 900, having just been installed. Okay. And this isn't even the personal edition of Unity. Digital Homicide proudly presents.
Doesn't exactly say much about the previous ones.
Or the ones that are coming out now, because none of them have that splash.
I like... Oh, wait, no, that's meant to be. Never mind.
Kill the noise. Okay. Okay. This is on highest settings.
We can't really say much because there's still a bit of lag on the Hangout.
That lag on the Hangout is not...
I've already brutalized myself enough with that game to know.
Okay, this thing does in fact have some major performance issues. This is on highest settings, and it's currently... That was lag.
The thing is, I think they actually knew that it was supposed to be running at that sort of frame rate, because I tested it in a small resolution with fast graphics, windowed mode, and it was actually going so fast it was unplayable.
You noticed. Okay.
Oh, great. So the game speed is tied to the frame rate. That's smart.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do the quit thing. Now let's try it again on fastest settings. Which is the only thing I'm changing is fastest. Yes, I have a dual monitor setup attached to a laptop of all the things. Okay. Oh, it actually saved the score when I quit.
Holy crap.
Yeah. This is actually borderline unplayable.
Yeah. It's even worse if you change the resolution.
Don't forget you can right mouse click for the unlimited missiles.
And still get blown up.
The only things that seem to worsen in graphics wise is the background.
Not even. Oh, see, there's not even an explosion.
It just happened on the first time.
Not even an explosion the second time. That's all right. With the original itch.io version, it just kind of crashed once you died the third time.
The original itch.io version, I gave up after I built my shields up to 110-ish.
And then you died, like, on the spot?
No. No, damn thing just kept going.
Oh, right, yeah, that was a wise decision.
It was just so mind-numbingly horrible. I was afraid that I was losing IQ points.
Right, Carl, get quick, uninstall it now.
Yeah,
I'm not the brightest person in the world to begin with, so I need every little bit I can get.
I know, right? Oh. So, yeah, that was Starship Nova Strike. Hovering Helideath does exactly the same thing. If you set it to fastest, you're just done. All right. Well, let me just have a look here. Since we've got a watch link over here in the chat, we're going to poke our noses into that and see what we got.
Be Still Hover Game recruiting Unreal Engine 4.8 Hover Game.
All right. There you go.
Is the main objective?
This looks way better.
Is the main objective to avoid the woman?
Or at least to avoid getting eaten?
Or are you? I'm further ahead in the trailer. Okay. Okay, so you need to use your environment to block off the woman that's following you.
Okay, so this is a test. So, as you know what, for a test bed, this looks actually pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, look at the detail on that hand.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look completely like crap. It looks like you actually bothered with the textures, and you're not even trying to be realistic here. In here,
Be still.
not actually there. But for a test crunch, this isn't bad in any way, shape, or form. I actually kind of like this.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're done with it, because definitely I want to see that.
If it's on Steam Greenlight, I'm definitely going to vote that up.
I mean, that's just a test bed. Imagine what it's going to look like when there's more to it. And what engine is that, by the way?
Unreal Engine 4.8, isn't it?
Well, what do you need? What kind of help do you need there, Hired?
I think it's just that he's employing people because he's linked his email address in the description.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's really going to depend on what kind of help he needs. If he'll actually let us in on it. I gotta wait for an answer. So, anyway.
Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah. Well, that's actually fairly typical. So, anyway, speaking of conversations.
Oh, this.
Oh, this.
This.
This is a set of messages that went back and forth between Mello here, and the support text over at Steam.
Concerning the ban from Cragmore discussion page and my video being taken down.
Yeah, well, according to this, they don't seem to be terribly concerned.
That's the first part. There's a second part to it.
Yes, there is. You want to read this off to the crowd, or do you want to just let them read it for themselves later?
I'll just go ahead and read it. Earlier today, I was banned from a discussion forum by the devs of Dungeons of Cragmore Digital Homicide and have evidence of them banning me unjustly. They claim that they gave me a warning about abuse, which I have never given out because I condemn it, but around 10 minutes prior, they said I did a good job at what I did. There was a lot more related to this, so I made an announcement on my group page here, which is linked in there. If you aren't able to get the ban removed, that's fine, but I just want you guys to be aware of the shady work this developer is doing. I wish for my email to remain anonymous if reading it out to DH. If they ask for my Steam username, that's fine. Thank you for reading Mello. Then I added on to the announcement later on May 13th. I have also just recently noticed that a video of mine has been banned, which I'm assuming is one of the Romine brothers' Digital Homicide, censoring what they have done. If this is not the case, could you please inform me how the video violates the Steam's fair use? But I'm, for the most part, thinking the Romines are trying to censor me again. Thank you for helping me with the issue, Mello. Then the support tech replied to me, hello, my real name. Thank you for contacting Steam support. We apologize for the delay. I have reviewed the infractions and confirmed that they were issued correctly. I'm sorry about the ban on the forum. I'm sorry, but the ban on your forum account will not be removed. And I replied, thank you for your time. I understand that you aren't able to do anything about it. Thank you for your time. But one question that I still would like answered, if you don't mind, is how was the video I put up against the Steam terms of service, or at least what is it claiming? Then he replied with, we will not disclose any further information. I replied with, I would really appreciate it if you tell me, because I want to make sure that I don't violate this term of service again, so I can continue to put, with an S&T, videos onto Steam, and I just want to make sure my videos aren't against the community guidelines. Tech replied with, the Steam support team provides assistance with technical issues only. I replied with, is there any way I can inquire more about this issue? Then the text replied with, we have provided all of the available information and will be unable to assist you further with the issue. If you have any unrelated problem, we will be happy to assist you.
So that's Steam blowing him off, pretty much, or at least the tech support division.
Yeah, that's very, very, very typical of Steam support. However, they're notoriously bad.
Well, you have a problem. They tell you they either ship you off to the developer or they tell you to reboot your computer.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
The thing is that was interesting. They never reverted me back to the developer, which I'm assuming means that they must have been in contact with them, and then they gave them a warning or something.
Or something.
Yeah.
Most likely, or something.
More than likely, you have to remember that Steam really doesn't give a damn.
Well, they don't have to. They're a storefront, not a. They're essentially a storefront clearinghouse.
Yep. Which is why, if Origin ever got its shit together, it would actually crush Steam into the dirt. Because I have to say, their customer support is phenomenal.
Yeah, actually, I've had a couple of run-ins with their support team, and I've never actually been I've never been mistreated by them. I try Steam support as little as possible. Of course, after my about 8th refund request, they say, "Well, we don't want you. We see you've been refunding a lot of games recently."
That's because they're crap.
because games are crap.
The thing is, there's a site called Good Old Games, and they're currently demolishing Steam with their Steam has Greenlight, and GOG has a similar.
GOG is a good site.
Yeah, GOG is a good place because they actually have more quality control over what gets onto their indie platform. And Origin.
I actually, with Origin support, I actually 2 years ago, my Origin account got stolen from me by someone in Russia, and they proceeded to buy about $300 worth of video games using my card.
Oh.
Not only did Origin help me get, I got my account back, got it locked down again. They refunded me all of the money for the games that was purchased while I was out of while I had lost control, and they let me keep the games.
Huh.
That was cool.
So I got Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Titanfall, and a bunch of other games free. Well, it wasn't free. It was a huge pain in the ass, and I was late on rent because of it. But
guess what? I had to run in with Steam support back in December because my account was taken away, and then some guy went and spent £200 worth of games. So what Steam support told me to do was to go through my account. They didn't bother to figure out who it was. They told me to go through my account, ask for a refund for each of the individual games, saying in the description that I was hacked, I want a refund, and then I needed to do that for about 50 games. And I never got anything back except for the money.
All right, just a second here. I'm sure I have to close that. Actually, I usually leave my laptop open so that I can turn a fan on it and keep it cool. But I have a little one here that has decided that playing with the keyboard under there is actually a really nifty thing to do.
That's why
it's been kind of why things have been kind of jerky occasionally.
Which is why you were streaming for 2 hours of just your monitor screen.
Yeah, actually that was a good chunk of it. Actually, it was almost. Actually, turns out it was 5 hours and 54 minutes. He had hit the keyboard much earlier, and I had to delete it.
So you couldn't really archive that stream.
No, I wasn't going to archive that stream. Forget that. I had better things to do with my day.
You could have sent it to me. I probably could have cut out the part about with your monitor.
Yeah, well, that's okay. All right. Anyway, like we were talking about earlier, though, Sid, if they'd put this on a mobile platform, iOS or Android, they probably wouldn't be having the trouble they are now.
Oh no, definitely not.
At least that's my thinking, because mobile gamers don't seem to be quite as picky.
Not nearly, no.
A great example is Cobra Studio.
Yeah, they put their stuff up on mobile first, and then port it to and then port it.
Which
I
is
hate that so much.
All of their mobile ports are currently on Greenlight. One's been released on Steam, and it's been early access for 2 years with little to no updates being done for it. And there's currently 3 that's been greenlit and 3 that's still on Greenlight, waiting to be greenlit.
Well, that's another reason why I hate dealing with early access games, because 3/4 of them never get finished.
What I do is, if an early access game has been in development for a year and there's been no updates to it, I do a review of it anyway, because I'm thinking this is as close to a finished product this thing's going to get.
Well, typically what I do, like I said, is I'll review an early access game, because actually I've been given quite a few of them of late. I'll do a review on them or at least some kind of coverage, kind of give them some suggestions as to where they might want to start looking for the next problem, or when they do their next updates. And if they don't do that, then they've already got their. If they do nothing, then everybody already knows what the opinion is. Well, I'm D1. I don't know which person you're talking about. If you're talking about the short person here, he's not even 2 yet, so that would be just kind of a thing. As far as the Romine brothers, we're talking about they're in their 30s, and they have no excuse for their behavior, none whatsoever. If I had at 35 or 37 pulled some of the shit that they're pulling now, I'd probably have my own mother would have joined in the roasting. Okay, she'd be first in frickin' line to rip me in half for this shit. Oh, that is actually, you were talking about the difference between Steam gamers and yeah, that's actually probably true. Your demographics are completely different for mobile games. You get a lot of younger gamers, people that are in their teens, anywhere from 8 to 22 or 23, primarily in mobile games, and most people start on Steam most people get their start in Steam between 16 and 25, and it kind of goes up from there. A lot of us old timers. We don't really get into mobile gaming very much. You see, Jim Sterling, he probably would never have noticed them if they'd taken their original crap to
Google Play, the App Store.
Google Play or the App Store. Probably Google Play, the curation is not nearly as rigid there. If it had first turned up there, Jim Sterling would never have noticed them. They'd be making sales, all nice and happy.
The only time I know that Jim Sterling's done a mobile game was when he was covering Island Light after the copyright incident with the Greenlight trailer for it.
He also did that thing EA did with
Dungeon Keepers. Dungeon Keeper Mobile.
Oh God, yeah. Oh.
I didn't go anywhere near that game because rude.
Let's wait 24 hours so they can buy more emeralds to make sure that this one rock is removed. You bought it, good.
Well, it's going to take, but it takes a week to dig a room. You've got a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's for a 3x3 square. Parents, yeah, that's it. Parents they give their kids the mobiles to shut them up, and actively restrict how much time they spend on their PCs. When the way the mobiles are now, they're actually getting to the point where they're par with your average PC in a lot of ways. Not necessarily in terms of graphics capability, but I could go grab a porn site on my cell phone right now.
Do you do that?
Huh? No.
Do you do that?
I don't do that on my cell phone.
All right.
I have a tablet. I even have an Android tablet here, and I have a PC. I can do those there if I really want to.
There's actually quite a few games out on, I believe, iOS for like iPads and Android. basically tablets and things that have some actually pretty decent graphics. And the only difficulty and drawback with that platform is the control scheme, which is exceptionally limiting. But for games like this, when they're super basic and super simple and basically just something there to waste your time with, then they would be ideal for mobile devices.
No, the thing is, that's just it. If the Romans had grabbed the right market, they could be doing quite well for themselves.
The thing is, going back to the controls being limited on a touchscreen device, some people have noticed this, and people have actually started making apps which detect for different controllers that can be attached to the tablet, so you can play tablet games on that.
Yep. And there's actually they've actually been devising controllers that can plug into the USB ports on your phones and tablets. They can that are actually programmed to be able to interact with the device, so you can treat it like just a laptop in a lot of ways.
Well, there's there's another thing here too. If you're using a Windows phone, you can if you have the right bits, and a lot of them come with detachables. Whose cell phone is that?
Not mine.
That was mine. Sorry.
Oh, okay. On the subject of cell phones. Another quadrant heard from. One of the things you can do with a Windows phone, there's actually the with the wired USB controllers, Xbox 360 and Xbox controllers. They have a detachable end piece on them. You can just switch the end on it and use them directly on those phones.
I was wondering why most people were going for an Xbox controller when they were getting for the phones. I was wondering why they didn't get a PlayStation one.
They have its own OS for cell phones. If Sony did have its own operating system for cell phones, we'd get the console wars all over again.
Oh yeah. I still remember that time where I think it was in Intellivision where it put on this attachment where you could play Atari 2600 games if you brought that attachment onto it.
Yep, you could also play ColecoVision games on those and some others.
Mm-hmm.
I actually remember patching one of those ColecoVision or one of those Intellivision units up on long ago. And then I took it home and played all my 2600 games on it.
Did that include E.T.?
Yeah, I actually think I still own a copy of E.T.
Oh right, you didn't.
I still actually own a working Atari 2600.
Mine's over there.
I sold mine off a while ago.
With a bunch of games. I got probably over 100 games.
I don't have quite that many.
I used to have. We were super poor when I was a little kid. I owned like 4 or 5 games, maybe tops. But my uncle's one point in time, his Atari 2600 fried out, and he was a huge gamer, and so he just gave me all of his games.
Oh.
And so I have this massive box of games. Pitfall 2, Moon Patrol, all sorts of things.
Adventure,
all the classics.
Nick, a lot of the classics. Skip Pac-Man, it wasn't worth it. E.T. was even less worth it. Although, honestly, I think E.T. could have been good if they'd given him enough time.
I'm actually going to be honest. I actually saw a bit of enjoyment in the Pac-Man 2600 version.
It never appealed to me. The 5200 version of Pac-Man was actually much better.
No, it wasn't. I could build my controller malfunction multiple times when I tried to play it.
But the 5200 version was actually very close to the arcade.
Yeah, you can always look at a game and say it looks like the arcades, but if it doesn't play like the arcades, it isn't the arcade.
I didn't have any problems with it. This Pac-Man was actually better.
I had to buy 3 Atari 5200 before I got one that actually worked.
Ah! See, that's actually the problem. Your hardware is all... You were having problems with hardware. But then I still have my Dreamcast, I still have my Genesis, I have 2 Super Nintendo units now.
Yeah, I've got all sorts of lost tech.
The only 2 old consoles that are still owned today are the original PlayStation and the N64. I refuse to give them up.
I still have a functional PlayStation 2, Atari 2600, Tandy TRS-80, Commodore 64, Commodore VIC-20, and
I gotta drop
Super
by your
Nintendo.
house one of these days, man. You're not that far away.
That Tandy TRS-80 is actually worth about $800 now.
Wow.
Yeah, they're hard to come by now.
It's still in the box. It still has its dust cover. It still has the books.
Wow. I haven't seen those books in, God, 30 years? More?
I saw one just the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god. Make a balloon.
Black stripes,
here's
TRS-80 on the front. Yeah, I
you have to
remember.
type in.
Huh?
To make a hot air balloon with the Tandy TRS-80, here's a 100-page code book that you had to type in.
Oh, and of course you had to do what was it? It was the loadem command to get the game to fire up.
Yep.
I remember I used to hate playing on a PC because I had those PC games came in and it had the manual with the code on the back, and then I'd need to type that code in to install the game, uninstall it, and then I lose the code. So that's why I usually stuck with consoles.
Yeah, that was actually a problem in the early going. You know, before the PC Master Race really took off. Actually, believe it or not, Steam proved to be pretty much the end of CD keys, and that was a good thing and a not good thing at the same time.
Because we have Digital Homicide coming in here. It all came into a full circle. Hooray! We talk about gaming history and then we lap back to here.
Well, but it always, the benefits do still outweigh the drawbacks. Obviously,
this is
otherwise,
true.
it's wildly popular.
I'm
talking about Steam, not Digital Homicide.
Yeah.
Because, you never have to worry about a lost or scratched disc or a lost CD key. I mean, hell, I have my Steam library where I can uninstall and reinstall games at will, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's been a whole pile of fun. I don't know how old you are, Mello.
I'm not revealing it in public.
Well, you can tell me later. I know you're younger than I am by a significant margin. Or you can type it into Steam there. I won't tell anybody.
Well, it could pop up.
Okay. Actually,
don't worry about it. It's not important. If he doesn't want to reveal it,
you're right. It's actually not important at the moment.
All right.
I haven't actually looked at the actual Hangout box in a while. I didn't realize you were on camera. Also, didn't realize I'd left mine on. Usually, I shut the damn thing off right away.
I don't even see your camera.
Well, that's fine. There's nothing to see at this point. I closed the freaking computer. No, the laptop actually has a camera in it, and people have probably been looking at a chunk of my floor for a while now, or had been until I closed the machine. But no, I don't typically use that camera. It's actually the whole machine's over to the side, wired for sound. They probably got to look at Colby's arm a couple of times though. I know you're in your mid-30s, 36, 37-ish.
Yep, I will be 37 on the 9th, actually.
Yep, and right now we're trying to get Sid a birthday present. So if any of you guys that are watching the stream now haven't subscribed to his channel, there will be a link in the description here in a little while. And in fact, sure I have a link here. I'll just go ahead and throw it in the chat. I'm wondering kind of where we got Grey Wolf 779 from.
That was the auto default. You can actually just go to youtube.com/Sid Alpha, and it'll take you straight there. But it will change the link to Grey Wolf 779 because that was what was originally tied to that particular Google account.
All right,
and that's what happens when you start setting everything up for your brand new YouTube channel, and you were drunk at the time.
Oh, but okay.
I actually don't drink anymore, so.
I don't know. You had enough lager going through you during the during some of the early Digital Homicide reviews. I actually sat down and watched them all for a while.
I'm
2 or 3
sorry.
days ago.
Some of that was probably pretty interesting. No, that was
I will say that I was amused.
That was the beer that you saw there on the stream. That was real beer, different types, but I would still limit myself to one because usually I had my daughter here with me, or I had to wake up and go to work the next day. And I've been trying to get healthy, so I don't drink more than that. I actually don't even have any alcohol here right now.
I've got a bottle of scotch over there. I'm actually considering breaking it open tonight while I go through and play all of these games to get footage.
No, I actually have a very long speech that I finished recording and am just about finished editing, so I'll be uploading as soon as we finish up here. Regarding all of this, and it's a long speech, but I think I did a pretty good job with it.
But yeah, as a birthday present for Sid, we are pushing hard to try and get some subscriptions, a few more subscriptions for him, so he can make that 1,000 for his birthday.
He just needs 7 more.
Is that all we need?
Actually, it's the face page doesn't quite update fast enough. I'm sitting at 995.
All right.
Okay, so we need 5 more, and actually, it looks like Hired just subbed. So.
Thank you, Hired. You're a gentleman and a scholar. I appreciate it very much. So, I hope you enjoy the videos. Yeah, I actually have made multiple promises that if I hit 1,000 subs by my birthday, I will review the Alice in Wonderland video game dressed as the White Rabbit.
Aha! See, I didn't know about that.
And I actually did this as a special favor for one of the fans for our Saturday night D&D stream, Winter's Edge. One of the fans, she goes, her online name is Cottontailed, and she's a huge fanatic about bunnies for some reason. So I said, you know what? Just for Cottontailed, because she's so awesome, if I hit 1,000 subs by my birthday, I'll do all this stuff and dress up as a rabbit. And she's super excited to see that happen. Well, I already have the costume ordered. That was ridiculously expensive. I really shouldn't have spent that money, but
that's all right. We got you one closer to that. So,
D-Yang, thank you for subbing. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Even if you're a lady and a scholar. I appreciate it.
Denies being a gentleman. He's welcome to do that.
So yeah, looks like, and I plan on going around town with my camera and recording my going around on my birthday dressed up as the White Rabbit all day long.
Hey, I'm actually going to look forward to that.
So you get to see the White Rabbit going out to the bars.
See, the thing is, Sid, I've actually got a half a dozen years on you. You wouldn't think that. I'm actually 44 in September.
I actually knew that. You told me that already.
Did I? I don't remember. But if I had to guess, I'd say Mello's younger than both of us by about 5 or 6 years. I'm required to guess at this point, so.
You're going to be quick.
I'm not going to venture any guesses because I know it makes Mello uncomfortable. So. See, a lot of people are extremely careful about giving out any form of personal information online. I personally don't give a damn because if some crazy wants to come try and find me, good luck. And if you do, it's probably not going to end well for you anyways.
Well, yeah, that's actually kind of their problem.
People were lucky. People were lucky. Couldn't we? I was in.
All right. No, I just opened up the side chat there and see that nobody's actually bothered with it. They usually don't. All right. So that is all sorts of fun with Digital Homicide. I believe Ben and posted 9 games last night, all within a few minutes of each other. They went from 28 to 37 entries, and we were actually thinking there might be a 30 entry limit because 6 Nights at Susie's wandered off for a couple of days and then came back just as good as it, in pretty much the same position it was in.
I can't believe some of this stuff. I mean, the pimping strategy game and the extra large testicle. It almost feels like some of these games are just straight up trolls.
Well, unfortunately, if they weren't almost all of them in the top 200, I would probably agree. The last information I had from Green DB put.
I can bring up my Homicide if you want us to.
These two here, My Crapper and the Lost Jewels of whatever the fuck that is, Jungle, were down under 400. Actually, it was this one and that one. We're all down under 400 actually in the 1K area, in the 1 to 2K area, and all the rest of these games that have not already been greenlit, are in the top 200.
I can read out my Homicide if you want. I've gotten it going.
Well, you can read out the Homicide, but I don't think the Homicide is it. I don't know how current it is.
About 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's actually longer ago than my last information. My last information was 3 or 4 days ago.
I'll start it.
I missed this one. A fight in the what? A fight in the garden?
A Fight in the Garden, it's called.
Oh yeah, A Fight in the Garden.
We were looking at the trailer for that not too terribly long ago.
And I'm gonna guess that this is gonna be a new series.
Oh God. Oh God. Why? Why?
I forgot that was actually before you wandered in.
Oh my God.
Apparently, when you hit someone, blood automatically comes out, no matter how hard you hit them.
Well, because blood makes fighting games better, right?
Well, I'll ask Mortal Kombat. That's what they thought. That's what they were telling us.
This is not Mortal Kombat, so just get out. We don't need this.
Now, watch this here. Oh, see, there you go.
Oh, I saw that beautiful glitch there.
They decided to leave in the trailer.
I could watch that all day. No, I couldn't. This shit is just horrifyingly painful.
That's exactly what that is. That typifies Digital Homicide right there. It's just absolute zero fucks given.
I think I'm getting the impression we're actually at a fucks deficit as far as Digital Homicide about their games. We'd have to pay them fucks for them to break even.
I had a theory that A Fight is going to be the Digital Homicide series just with the way the title's laid out. Because the fight in the garden, like I have a weird feeling they're gonna replace in with a different thing just so they can make more games like it, so just change the environment. So a fight in Manhattan, a fight in New York, a fight in the sewers.
Well, considering what they've done considering these 8 that they posted that are basically the same game, which brings a total for the same core framework being used 18 times, and you can pretty much guarantee that that's going to be a given with that. Because that is so far the only game of theirs that differs from all of the others. So there's going to be replications. It's coming.
Here's one. This one actually got greenlit.
Yeah, a lot of them did. I actually did. I've been posting videos on quite a few of those green lights because I can still create discussions even though I can't post on the main page.
Yeah, Gnarltooth's Revenge has actually been greenlit. It was the last one. It was one of, I don't know. It was one of the 400 that got the only one. out of the 400 that were recently done or recently greenlit 4 or 5 days ago. Despite the fact that there were 3 others that were actually above it.
Yep, and it is again another one of those games that has been reskinned.
Oh, look at this!
At least
Digital
3
Homicides
times.
or Digital Poop has just come with an announcement.
What? Run that by me again, Mello?
Games or Homicides, like the people that we were talking about, the group that's Demon Souls.
Yeah.
They've put out an announcement saying that they need to get Valve to Digital Homicide.
Yeah, I think I saw that earlier.
No, it's just come out now.
Well, I know there's been a petition running around for that.
It's just how the games were just spammed onto Greenlight.
We need Valve. Yeah, there it is. I really tried with these. Brandino says, I really tried with these idiots, but this is just too much. Soap. And Valve does not care.
Can you send me the link for that?
Sure. I'll actually put it in the main
it's
chat even.
Almost time to go play.
I guess I want to say, you're in your mid-30s to early 40s there, Richard. Okay, there is the, and I'll just go ahead and pop that into the side. Oh, actually, I'll just pop this over here. Where did I put you? There you are. Not actually be able to see that because, well, I think you actually have to be a member of the group. So I will give you.
I don't have to be a member of the group. I can see it.
Okay, there's the group. Good guess, mid-30s. All right, yeah, I've got a whole bunch. See, I've even got my own little group up here.
Wow, there's 995 members in that group.
Yeah.
I think I just found where my subscribers came from.
Quite possibly. I'm going to talk to Demon Sword here maybe later and see if they won't see if he won't petition to have my channel, at least my channel and yours, put in their little list that they had there.
With Jim Sterling and Nerd Cubed.
Yeah.
I think Demon Sword's gone to bed. He's on snooze now.
No, actually, he's out. He said he would drop it. He said he would drop by if.
Well, his status was away.
On.
His status was away, but he's now changed it to snooze.
That's because he's been sitting there too long.
All right.
Well, looks like we're gonna have. Looks like we're gonna have fun with Steam Breaky. We're having fun with Steam Breakage.
What's their developer blacklist? What's their developer blacklist?
I don't know. I can't see it.
It's not a selectable link.
See, no forum available. It's in their discussions. They have a list of developers that one should be avoided. That one should avoid at all costs. The developer blacklist. Clicky there.
It takes a while to load up.
Yeah, well, it's a whole it's a whole big thing. See, no form available. I'm actually having a problem with my Steam connection, so that ought to be hilarious.
I'm going to repeatedly try and load this up. I'm going to repeatedly try and load this up.
All right, let's.
Here we go. It's loaded up. Hooray! Let's see.
Good. Screen share.
Digital Homicide's at the top. Right, one sec. Full screen. Screen share. Don't need to be you.
Dream Games. Clays. Yeah.
They're all what? I can't. Well, I'm not seeing here, so I'm not seeing it. Why am I not seeing the screen share now?
Who's Thanius the Great?
Don't know. There it goes.
Oh, there we go. Fixed it.
Now
Right.
I'm seeing it.
Right, I'll start from the top again.
Click on yourself. There you go.
Who, me?
Let's see. Because I'm actually showing this to the gang. Developer Blacklist, Digital Homicide, lots of them.
Developers of Operation Caucasus.
Yeah, they actually had their own little meltdown there for a while.
I recall I actually almost reviewed that game, I think.
I wonder if they've gotten the dev of the Father on here.
He's actually Clace. He's actually as bad as Digital Homicide.
Oh, great.
He's
heard of Fatfly.
What?
Yeah, I almost did a state of the game video on this because it actually looked kind of interesting at the time.
What, Operation Caucasus?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually took a look at that game and decided that it was not worth my time.
Look, the developers of Cat Simulator's on here.
I'm not surprised.
So this is, for those of you who aren't familiar, ladies and gentlemen, apparently this is a list of asset flippers.
Or some of the people who've just done really crap games.
Alexander Pistoletov. Rest of the Blacklist moved here. There's a second page for the Blacklist. It's that long.
Well, actually, there's a whole Excel spreadsheet.
Not More Studios. Never heard of them.
What?
Heard of Not More Studios.
I've heard of them.
Oath of Genesis. That was the game that Zach did, didn't it?
Yeah. Actually, they're the ones that stole code.
Retired Studios. Unparalleled Manifests. Jefferson Knight. Wolfgaze MC, I've heard of him. Zickwave Studios Incorporated.
Yep. Mind you, you can get all of Cobra Studios games on mobile if you want to.
Where did that come off? That just came up randomly.
Lord Crest. Oh God, he promised 8. Yeah, I remember that one. He promised 8. He promised 8 chapters. Only had one, the one that you couldn't beat. And then when you went in there and looked, you found that most of them were really tiny.
Forsaken 100,840. Cobra Studios is eventually on here, eventually.
Oh yeah, eventually. Derek Smart, oh God. I've heard lots of shit about... See, Derek Smart's actually the one that's been after...
Star Citizen.
Star Citizen.
I've actually had a lot of discussions with Derek Smart. I almost interviewed him on my channel way back when. He's basically devolved into complete and utter ridiculousness.
Last I heard, he wanted a forensic accountant to go over the books. Over there.
He wanted a forensic accounting of all the expenditures of Cloud Imperium, and he still maintains that the game will never be released in any form of completed state, even though recently they just came out with the 2.4 patch, which introduces persistence to the game for the first time, so you can change the appearance of your character, you can earn money in-game and purchase items in-game, and all sorts of things. That's on the test servers right now. They should be going to the live servers any day. But that's a massive, massive step for Star Citizen. It actually takes it from the tech demo phase into more of an actual alpha phase. They say it has been alpha for a long time. I've always been referring to it as a pre-alpha with a bunch of ship porn.
Well, yeah.
But this is actually, to me, this is them actually moving into an alpha phase to where they have some form of a game there now, instead of, you know, a couple of missions and a way for you to test out different ships for you to buy. So his assertions that the game will never be completed, I don't see it. I've done a lot of studying on this, and to me, if Cloud Imperium is able to release Squadron 42 before they run out of funding, then they will be just fine. At that point, that will draw in enough sufficient funds for them to be able to keep going to get to a form of to get to the released stage with Star Citizen.
Well, it would be nice to see Star Citizen succeed. I've been eyeballing it for a while now, and the price tags have been scaring me off. So
yeah, if you want to purchase every single ship in the game right now, well, one, you can't, because some of them are limited edition, but they're digital products, of course. But it will still cost you close to $20,000 to purchase all the ships,
which I don't think is actually valid. It looked like a cash grab to me, and as a result, I have not been inclined in their general direction.
Well, it's because right now, eventually, so they say, we'll see. They say that once the game hits a release phase, you will be able to purchase all of the ships, except for the rare ones, with in-game currency, which you don't have to pay real money for. But that's the same as they do with a lot of other things, and they'll figure out ways around that, like purchasing in-game currency with real money or something.
I wouldn't doubt that for a minute, but I really don't have any interest in paying out the money for even just a basic client at this point with one ship. I mean, what does it actually cost?
You can actually get a base package for, I think, $45.
Which, as far as I'm concerned, is damn near the release of a AAA game.
Yeah.
So I can pick up the new Kangaroo game for less than $20 right now. And I'm thinking I'd probably get a lot more out of it.
I did purchase the $145 package for mine because, I figured, with Squadron 42 and Star Citizen, it's basically two games worth. So I figured that would be fair market value to me once they hit full release. Of course, at the time, they didn't break Squadron 42 up into a episodic game.
Oh, jeez.
It's now 3 parts. They've been doing a lot of other fuckery just to do whatever they can to raise additional funds, because Sandy Gardner, yeah, you have to hand it to her. I think she's the devil, but she is one hell of a marketing genius. She really is.
Well, that would make her a devil by fiat.
Yeah, because the entire marketing scheme and them being able to raise the ridiculous amounts of crowdfunding that they have, it's all been her. It's all been her brainchild. And the fact that they've raised, was it $114 million now?
That's quite a lot.
Let me check here what the current is. Funding. Here we go. They are currently at, $114.7 million as of today.
Okay. Anyway, we're going to need to actually wrap this up here in the next little bit. Right. Digital Homicide has put 9 new games on Steam, 8 of which are actually just copies of one another. Most of those are just changing the enemies, and sometimes the bullets. The zebra and the kangaroo both get hay, and the snakes get rodents of some kind. Probably rats.
Dog, have you been banned from the Digital Homicide Game Central yet?
Not yet, but I expect that's coming. I'm sure.
Where is it their web page?
It's one of their Steam groups.
I would send you a link, but they banned me from it.
They have a whole network of digital homicide games. They have a whole digital homicide network of groups.
Here it is. Kick today. Just Homicide Game Central at 2 p.m.
Yeah, I need to get going here.
Right.
But a lot of fun chatting with you guys.
Yeah, lots of fun.
As for the chat, I might just get banned by association, Richard. I know Mello's already been banned, and Sid's probably going to be right behind. But I think he has to be a member before he can be actively banned.
Oh yeah.
Just so they could ban me.
The thing is, they can only ban you once you make a comment. And I ended up.
I even went and made a comment.
And they got banned.
I even went and made a comment just so they had an excuse to ban me.
All right.
Oh, this is hilarious. Will Digital Homicide ever make a good game?
Currently,
no.
Looking on Greenlight, no.
Based on what I'm seeing, what they should do is port all their shit is scare up the cache to get the plug-in for Unity that gives them
shit. There's actually people
the ability to make APKs and just ship it all to Google Play.
There's actually people defending these bastards?
What?
Yeah.
Why?
And you know why they're doing that? Because people give indies a pass. A lot of them do. I don't give indies a pass.
I don't give anyone a pass.
Well, you should have seen what I had to say.
Money.
You should have seen what I had to say about Kings and Heroes. There's an ADHD gamer over there for that, and it's actually hilarious. I mean, it was a freaking train wreck. The day of release, complete train wreck. And I displayed a whole 3 minutes worth of footage out of over an hour that I got.
No, that's as soon as you start charging people money for something, you get 0 passes from me. I mean, I may have a Patreon and things like that, but that's completely optional. You get the same content whether you decide you want to give me money or not, whether you decide you want to subscribe or not.
Well,
you don't have to pay me.
That's pretty much been my policy since day one. Nobody bothers with my Patreon though.
Well, I mean, I've got some gifts that I'm willing to give people for donating at specific levels. Of course, give them some incentives and give them something fun for their money and helping to improve the channel. But it's not a requirement. I'm not going to lock content behind any kind of paywall, and I'm not going to charge money for my opinion. Whereas with video games, you're very much charging people for what you are providing them, and so with that, you deserve to get critiqued and told your stuff is crap.
If it's crap, then
good if it's good.
And I see that Sam decided to put a comment on the front page of Digital Homicide Game Central, link in the live stream that we're doing right now. Me and some friends are doing a stream on some of DH's games. Here is the link. Link in the live stream.
Oh, I don't even know
2 hours ago.
We're not watching now. We've got 4 people. We've got 4 people in right now. Hired gun. That would be Hired Gun. Rich over there, and I don't know who the other 2 are, but are probably Daewang. I think that's the way it's pronounced.
I'm still on. I'm keeping an eye on the chat.
So yeah, there's all kinds of fun going on there. All right. So anyway, I gotta get going, or I'm gonna be late. So I have to go pick up the older boy from school.
I have a video to post.
Yeah, you do.
And I have the stuff to record for Friday.
Yep. Okay. Anybody that hasn't subscribed to Sid or myself, please go ahead and do that now. If you're watching this later, then do again. Please do that. If you want to help out the channel, there's links down below. Like I said earlier, every little bit helps. That's true of both myself and Sid. Although at this point, I actually need a computer I can use for better games. All right, I do. Oh, this freaking Cosmeo is just killing me. It ran Doom, and I'm shocked that it did.
I can only run Fallout 4 and I can still only get 20 frames.
Anyway, Patreon. There's a Patreon link down there. There's a card on the main channel page for fan funding or whatever you want to do. There's even a little Amazon wish list for hardware. So you guys have fun. Don't hurt yourselves. And let me tell you something, Digital Homicide. This is not the way to make games fun again.